Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You are now tuned in to MMA Jam Live. We don't play them games. You don't really wanna say our names. Cause I'm up in the morning at the break of dawn, with the fire in my eyes and my nuts in my palm. We don't lay down and die for no one. This is what we do, spitting fire for so long. We've been killing shit, damn right, we chose us. We control the fear, don't die for no one.
Hey, fight fans, welcome to WMMA Jam Live. I am your host, Vanessa, along with Sabrina. Sabrina, say hello.
Hello.
Oh, goodness. So, thank you, everybody, for joining us today. We will be joined by Invicta's Tonya Evinger and India Gomes. We'll just be, not too much news really going on, but we'll, catch up on some of the fights that happened this past weekend and maybe some upcoming fights. Of course, Mark always has everything down to the Emmy fight, so it won't be hard to see who's fighting or who just fought. Before we get started, though, Bina, how are you doing? It's Wednesday.
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. It's a nice summer day over here in California.
It's a little hot.
It is a little hotter than I would like it to be, but it looks nice out there.
Feels good when there's a breeze.
Sorry, Cheyenne just walked in here. But everybody, it's Wednesday, just getting over that hump of the week.
Damn hump.
We're getting through it. But at least we can come on here and talk about some mixed martial arts, some stuff that's been going on.
I'm excited to have Tonya Evinger on the show today.
Me too. I'm really excited. What are you most excited about to have Tonya on today?
I'm just excited because she's been here for a long time, and she has a lot. She's gonna have a lot of insight and stuff like that, and hopefully some good things to say.
Yeah, what I think is cool, she kind of speaks her mind, so it can go any which way she wants it to go. So it should definitely be interesting.
Yeah, hopefully. Any way she wants to speak is cool with me.
Just trying to...
Oh, and before we get started, right, everyone knows I love Diaz, so welcome back, Nick Diaz.
That's true. We didn't really talk about this, me and Izzy. He's back. I'm sure everybody's pretty excited. I know a lot of people who are really excited to hear that news. I'm pretty excited about it myself, finally, just get in there and fight. That's all we wanted.
Definitely, and I'm super excited. And not only does he come back, he's going to fight Anderson Silva. Everyone's going to want to watch that fight in general. It's a good move by Diaz because everyone's going to want to watch that fight to see how his leg has recovered. Is he going to be the same Anderson Silva? And it's good that he's going to go up against Diaz, who will stand there and trade with him, and we can see how is he going to be scared to throw a leg kick, or, we'll see how, that was a pretty gruesome injury, so I'm excited.
Oh, it's definitely a really good matchup. The thought of those two in there together, they're definitely going to put on a show. It is going to be interesting to see how Silva healed up. Especially he came back really quick from that. And that wasn't little injury. You saw that. That was pretty gruesome.
That was a crazy injury. Which makes his recovery even more spectacular. So, they talk about super athletes. Maybe, obviously he's one of these super athletes, so maybe he recovers awesomely too, and hopefully, he comes back stronger, with a good fight, because I still want to see Diaz whoop that ass, though.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I would be excited if Diaz came out of that with the win. It'd be good for, to see him come back in and, prove what he's been talking about, why he believes that, So.
Yeah, I want to see Diaz fight anybody.
Yeah, that's true. He's definitely always going to put on a show.
We're back to women, right?
Oh, yeah.
Back to women.
Back to the women.
And who knows, maybe Ronda will be better, and I'm sure she wouldn't mind fighting with Silva and Diaz. Like, her birthday's, the next day or something like that? 2 days later? It'd be good to stop her. I know she likes those December cards, but January's not, he'll right. And then her versus Carano plus Diaz versus Silva Super Bowl weekend. Can't ask for anything better.
What I just realized, so I was trying to find out fights coming up and stuff, is we are having a break this weekend, right? In fights from the UFC?
Yes. I believe
UFC
so, yeah.
176 was supposed to be today. It was canceled. There's nothing else scheduled for that day. So.
Oh, yeah.
That just gives everybody a chance to go catch up on the Invicta ladies and get to know them a little better in their fight game. Get a little excited for FC8.
Yeah. Get that fight pass. Watch some women's MMA.
Let's see. I definitely want to give a shout out to some Redemption Martial Arts ambassadors who won this weekend. We got Shauna, sorry if I say it wrong, Karu. She won her fight at Rochambeau 3 she defended her pinweight title, which I believe it was like 100 pounds.
Dang.
Yeah. That was an Australian. She beat Jenny Connors. Trying to find what that. So congratulations to her. And also congratulations to Leroy Montoya, Texas made. He won over at Legacy Amateur Series 17 in Texas. So 2 RMA ambassadors doing it. The young ones too. They've been out there joining in some competitions and bringing home some wins. They're fighting really hard. So that's really cool to see everybody out there like staying active. I know over at your gym you have like a lot going on. There's a lot of fighters over there who have either, they want to fight. I know you were saying Christy Lopez.
Yeah.
Was talking about her recent win. And some other people. How are things over at the gym? Is it really, there's a lot going on over there right now?
Yeah, kind of. Dos Anjos is training, Verdum's training. I think Dos Anjos hitting the bag with just a puddle of sweat around him. Like, not even a small puddle. I'm talking about, like, the whole bag area was filled with sweat. But that guy was still going hard for a really long time still, and it was amazing. I was watching, like, dang, this guy's crazy. But, yeah, there's a lot of people putting in a little bit of work there. Verdum's, he's training for Kane. So it's cool. There's a good amount of people there right now.
That's really cool. That has to be really exciting too, to be able to be there and see those fighters like training, like the behind the scenes.
Yeah, I see a small portion of it, but it's definitely cool to see the things that they have to go through and to see all the hard work that they put in. I think that I work out hard. I'm filled with sweat and I'm dying, and then I don't see these guys that are doing shit like 10 times harder than I'm doing, and I was like, damn, they're crazy. But it's cool. It's cool too.
Yeah, see, like, I totally think, man, that'd be so awesome to go and take a class, and try it out. And then you talk about, like, puddles of sweat and stuff, and you come home with your shirt drenched, and I'm just like, you know what? Maybe I'll just go to the gym down the street and not covered in somebody's sweat or it dripping in my mouth or my eye. Like, I can't do it. I don't do nasty, and I can't.
It's definitely not the cleanest experience, I guess you could say. But, it's not something you think about until afterwards. I don't realize that my shirt's sweaty in a different color. I don't realize that I'm just, rolling with dudes and getting sweat everywhere, and that piece of hair that I just took out of my mouth might not be mine. It's gross, but you don't think about it. All you're thinking about is, like, hopefully they don't armbar me or choke me, So it's not until afterwards when you actually feel everything, where you're just like, oh, that was gross. But it's definitely, it's fun.
Yeah.
There's nothing funner. If you haven't tried it, like, whether it's Muay Thai or, jiu-jitsu, like, it's scary going in there knowing that there's some killers in there, or, you don't know anybody. But it's definitely fun. I recommend it to anyone to just try it and just roll and have a new experience, not be afraid of someone else's sweat on you or anything like that. It's cool.
Yeah. I guess.
No, I'm not down with that.
Yeah, I'm good. So, let's see some of the fights that happened again. Oh, there was the Joanna, we watched it and we really, did you get the name down?
It was like Joanna, remember? It wasn't Joanna.
Joanna versus.
Yeah. I only got the first name right. Yeah, like I get one. That's it.
Versus Juliana Lima. That it was a good fight. I liked that. Bless you. I liked. I honestly thought that Juliana Lima was going to come out with that win before the fight. But Joanna definitely went in there. She looked really focused. She was really, like, concentrating on what she was going to do and she just looked good when she went for it. Like, she was pretty solid. What you saw that fight. How did you like that fight?
I liked it. I did notice that Lima was a little bit bigger, but she also missed weight, so that's disappointing. But it was a good fight. I thought that there was always some action, pretty much. Lima was doing really good first round. Middle round, it was kind of like they both got on the same page, and then third round, Joanna was. I thought she did really well. I actually really liked her stand-up game. She was picking her shots. She had power behind them. They didn't knock each other out or anything. It was definitely a good stand-up war. I liked it. I liked the pressure and the intensity, and they both took some really good hits, and then just kept moving forward. How did you like it?
I liked it a lot. It wasn't like the usual or like the recent just going at it as far as punching each other in the face. Like a lot of the girls have been going more towards that kind of stand-up. These girls really gave a shot at everything, I think. So it was nice to see the technique used.
I like the body punches that Joanna was throwing. I was just like, yes, that's what we need more of. These body shots, especially from women. I would like to see them open up a little more in everywhere that they hit. Not just, I like how much they hit and how hard they're hitting, but more spots, body, head, head, body. And I thought she did good. I thought it was awesome. I liked her. By the end of the fight, she was the one that I was rooting for because I wasn't really going for anyone special. But yeah, by the end of the fight, I was like, dang, I really like this girl.
Yeah, I definitely, like, I didn't really favor, like, somebody going into the fight, but if I had to pick, I was going for Lima. That there's just something about her, like, I thought she was going to, and she went in there and she gave a good fight. So either way, they both did really good. But I thought she was going to come out with the win, but definitely, especially towards the end of the fight, I really was a fan of Joanne. I think she did great. She looked really good throughout the whole fight to the end. I don't know if you saw that video of Dana White going back there after, and like, man, she's legit. Like, she looked a little at weigh-ins, but, like, he liked her a lot. He said he was a big fan, so I'm sure that must have been a cool experience for her to have Dana White go back there and be like, I'm a fan of yours. Like, you did great.
Yeah, and what I like about it is you can put the winners and losers of this fight in the first strawweight fight against each other, and it will still be good fights. So far, I think that the 115 division has showed really good fights, even more better performances than 35 in the beginning, with discussion for Ronda. And I think it's awesome because then, the Ultimate Fighter girls that are going to come in, they're all experienced too. So I think this division is going to be better than people think it's going to be because so far you just see really good things. And if those girls are the lower level, well, not really because those girls are going to be, some of them are going to be on the Ultimate Fighter, but weight issues or whatever. But if these girls are the lower level of the girls that are in the house, then it's going to be even better.
Yeah, definitely. I could only imagine what more there is out there because, that even though we get to see a couple of these fights, there's a big chunk of girls missing right now. Like we don't get to see anything from them for a little while. So it's like, oh man, like, but yeah, I think there's a lot of good fights that are going to be coming up soon. Especially once tough like finishes and those girls are free to like, do their thing and fight.
You put more interesting fights together. You put these girls up against some of those girls. I think it's going to be a really good division.
Sorry, I'm trying to do something real quick. Since there's no fights this weekend, I mean, that means there isn't really anything.
Not UFC.
What fights are going? Do you know of any fights going down this weekend?
I think Marina fights this weekend, right?
I think, no, her fight is on the 10th.
Oh, I thought it was the 2nd.
Let me see, the 2nd?
Well, soon.
No.
I know there's some local fights. There were some local fights.
There is.
Flyer.
What were you saying?
But no, when it comes to, like, on TV, I don't think there's any winning fights that I'm aware of.
Yeah, looking at the list, it looks like MMA Superheroes in Brazil, they got about 4 female fights going on over there, and one in Australia. So,
well, yeah, not around here.
Yeah. But that's cool, like I said, for those who really get deep down into women's mixed martial arts. Like I said, go on to Wombat Sports. They got a full list. So, but yeah, it's crazy. But that's definitely where I go to keep up. Marina is Chaos at the Casino 5 on August 10th. So that's next weekend. We'll talk a little more about that then. Marina versus Amanda Bell. Then Inglewood. That'd be really cool if we can go.
Not too bad. I think it's like $60. That's not too bad. VIP table is like $125. I don't know what a VIP table is, but
oh, what?
I want some blood on my table when I leave.
What? Oh my goodness. I'm feeling a little lazy right now. So it's so nice right now. I just want to relax.
Yeah, I'm outside. It feels great.
Sorry, one o'clock. RFA 16, he spoke to Maureen Reardon recently, and she was doing her MMA debut at RFA 16. Marion Reneau, she submits Maureen in round 1. But man, I her, like after going in and looking at it, like this girl, she's definitely a really good fighter. So, for Maureen to go in there and take her pro MMA debut against somebody like Marion, who's 4-1, she's been pro for a little while. That was really good of her. She went in there, and still, man, that chick, Maureen, she was over there, doing her kickboxing debut. She got her boxing debut. All this just within like a few weeks. So, like I said, getting in there, period, and then going up against somebody like this chick that they call the Bruiser, So still, kudos to Maureen for making her pro MMA debut, and congratulations to Marion for her win at RFA 16. Man, I'm kind of like, there's no fights coming up this weekend. We could have at least, talked about that. Have you seen any news? I mean, anything recently that you've wanted to talk about? We know Gina Carano isn't signed yet. They're still having some issues. Her movie life, acting career.
Oh, this A-list celebrity. No. I really don't. I feel like when it comes to Gina, we've already kind of said what we want to say, how we feel. Like, I don't feel like I've changed at all. And if anything, I'm actually getting like less and less excited about the idea. I don't know why. I just am. I feel like it's going to be a disappointment. And I think just because I feel like she doesn't deserve it. And I know that like a lot lately, Dana's been, doing whatever he wants to do, or kind of doing what he wants the fans to do, like with Vitor getting a shot. Like, should we, like I matter, but should, like, they give someone
you matter
a drug test a title shot? Like, what is that teaching anybody? Even Diaz, as much as I love Diaz, and it may not be for a belt, this is going to be one of the big fights. This is going to be a fight that a lot of people are going to talk about. It's going to get a lot of, people are going to watch it. And he's lost a couple, and Silva technically has lost a couple. So they have, two losses between them each going into this fight before this, and they're going to headline the Super Bowl card. Yeah, we want to see that fight. But is it, it's kind of, like, I care about the rankings, and then I don't, because I do want to see that fight, but then I do. So it's like, I know that Tim Kennedy's upset about this, because he works hard, and he's a clean fighter, and he wins, and he puts in his work, and he doesn't complain, but he doesn't have a title fight, and he's doing just as good as everybody else is. If not better, he hasn't lost. He's been beating up all these big names, and he's not there where Vitor is. And I just think that kind of sucks for some of the fighters like that, like the people that are working hard, like Sarah Kaufman, Holly Holmes Hurt, but, those people that are in the gym and not out there doing other things. And it's just, it kind of sucks, and that's why I think that Gina Carano fight is bothering me so much. I'd rather see her, come in and take a fight and show that she still has it, instead of going in there and going up against the best of the best. Everyone talks about Ronda being the best of the best. And I would have kind of liked to see what Tonya Evinger has to say about stuff like that, because, her too, she's been around a long time. She's putting in work. Gina hasn't fought since 2009. She's been fighting since 2009. I'm not saying that she's been winning and beating everybody, but at least she's going out and putting in the work. And it's just sometimes it's like hard to see people not get what they probably do deserve just because, you know, their name's not as big or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And I want to see these fights too.
Yeah, I'm interested to see definitely what Tonya Evinger thinks about that. The next UFC fight, as far as the women goes, it looks like that's not until August 16th at UFC Fight Night 47. That's when Sarah McMahon's going to take on Lauren Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, there's not much really going on right now. As we all know, Ronda Rousey's just kind of chilling out. We got Shayna Baszler, I'm sure, in her camp, working for her fight. We got two more of the Four Horsewomen who have fights coming up this next month pretty soon. So are you excited for any of those fights? Like, is there any fights coming up that you, like, as far as women, that you are excited to see?
Dang, you're just going to put me on the spot like that.
Oh, no, just like your own personal, not, you know, like.
No, I know. I'm just saying because kind of like, no, I'm not. There's nothing that I'm excited for, but that doesn't mean that I don't want to watch these fights. But there's nothing that's like, oh, man, I can't wait to see this fight. Like, I'm going to watch Shayna versus Beth Correia, and then I'm going to watch it, and then I'm going to enjoy it. But I'm not like, oh, man, Shayna Baszler versus Beth Correia. Like, I'm so excited. No. Are you excited for any fight?
I'm excited to see how Marina Shafir does, just because I want to see her. Like, I think, you know, like I've said before, I think that out of, you know, the girls, she has what it takes to get really far. So I'm excited to see how much she's growing within each fight. And, like, you know, I want to see how far she takes it.
Yeah, definitely. And that'd be cool to watch, but at the same time, like, she's running through people like Ronda was running through people, or still is running through people. So, like, yeah, I want to see that fight, but I definitely think that if we're in for another, you know, 1 minute fight in our hands, I want to see where she can go from here because, I mean, Invicta, yeah, but I don't know why she's not with Invicta yet. She's winning. There's people in Invicta who are like 0-0, right? 1-0, 0-1. She's winning. I would like to see her step up her game in competition. Maybe she doesn't feel like, maybe after this fight, that's what she's going to do. But, yeah, I mean, it should be a cool fight. Hopefully, I don't know anything about Belle, but, I mean, who knows? Since I don't know anything, maybe she's the better fighter. And there'd be no reason talking about why Marina should go to Invicta. But I do think that Marina's a good fighter, and I want to see her be challenged a little more.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you. It's going to be that does suck. You know, the thought of like, oh man, it's going to go in there and it's going to be like a really quick fight because I want to see like what they're learning. You know, I want to see what they've been working on all this time.
Definitely. Yeah, like with any fighter though, you know, I want to see Ronda Rousey go deep in the trenches. I want to see Ronda's heart. I want to see someone, you know, I want to see her get hit, and like not in a bad way, like, oh, I want to see her get hit. I'm just saying I just want to see how she reacts to those hits. You know, I think she's a champion in every aspect of her game, but I definitely want to see anybody. I want to see a good fight, a good back and forth, not a 16-second fight, not a 20-second fight. But that's just the game, the quality of the game just has to step up.
Yeah, definitely. Sorry, I'm looking at that Americana or is it Americana MMA? Mm-hmm. They're doing that donation to Invicta. I was just checking it out, and it looks like just a few minutes ago it says, donate any amount. We've raised 21% of our goal in the first 24 hours. So I'm going to go look.
Ladies.
Yeah, there's a GoFundMe. Well, I don't know if this is... I think maybe this is another one that's trying to raise money, because this one is, it says Invicta 8 fighter fundraiser. They have a goal of 5,000. They're already at 1,085, and Americana MMA made the first donation of $1,000 when it opened on up. So that's really cool. It's really cool that people are trying to help these fighters out, because, you know, that's the thing. These people, like, they have lives outside of this that they still have to take care of, and they're working so hard for these fights, you know. So it's nice that people are out there trying to, like, help them when they're, you know, they're training hard and they can't work all the time or something. So it kind of helps them during their camp.
All right, I think that's cool.
So what's up? It's really quiet in the chat room. There's a few people in there. Nobody's really talking, though.
Are they listening right now, right? Let's ask them a question. Will they answer?
They might, if they're really paying attention. Huh? We're gonna see.
We'll see the hanging out. I will, like, any question. You know, what do they think of, you know, Carano versus, like, legitly, like, not just you want to see it, but, like, legitly, what do you think of it? Do you think that it's fair? Do you think it's not fair? Or which fights do you want to see, or which fights are they excited for? Not just us, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I'd like to hear, you know, who's excited for these upcoming fights. I'm sure, you know, how on Twitter, Shayna Baszler, Justin Duke, Ronda Rousey, they have, like, a lot of fans. So these people are super excited for these fights coming up. It'd be nice to hear other people's point of views, what they're excited for, how they think things are going to go down. So we got about almost 15 minutes until we're joined by Tonya Evinger, and then at about 6:20, I believe, we're going to be joined by India Gomes. I'm excited for those of you. I'm sure everybody knows that Invicta FC8, these ladies are taking each other on at that fight card. Both really good fighters. Man, to have them both on here, it's really exciting.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm excited for that fight too, though, because obviously Gomes has, you know, a lot of people, they won't fight Cyborg, and she's down. She's even talking a little bit of shit. So I'm excited because she obviously is going to go and fight whoever she wants. Like, not whoever, I mean, with that same mentality. And I wonder if having that mentality, you know, with, like, being like, yeah, I'll fight Cyborg, I'm not scared, and then not saying that Evinger is, you know, she's not as intense as Cyborg is. You know what I mean? And it's a different weight class. But, you know, I wonder if that translates at all to, like, oh, well, you know, I wasn't scared of this. I wonder, you know what I'm trying to say?
No, yeah, definitely. I get what you're saying, because she was set to fight Cyborg. That was, and, you know, for a lot of people, Cyborg, that she's a big, not even so much as a big name. Like, you hear that name and you're like, oh, shit, you have to fight her, you know, like, or anybody. I don't know. That's just how I look at her. So
definitely. I'd be afraid to fight Tonya Evinger too. Like, I'm not saying anything.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
anything. It's just, you know, Tonya Evinger is going to beat me in a different way than I think Cyborg is going to beat me, and I'm going to get it. You know, I'm going to get in a fight with Evinger, and Cyborg's just going to beat me. Like, you know, like she's a person or something. I don't know. She's this person. She might. I don't.
Funny.
So.
Jim, I just entered the chat room. I don't know if you have time, but call in if you want to chit-chat with us. We got some time if you're listening. But, yeah, that shit was funny. But, yeah, they're going to take each other on. I think it's going to be a really good fight. I like Tonya Evinger. You know how sad I was when, like, I read that Facebook post where she was like, that's it, I'm done, F you, like, what the hell? And I was like, no, not right now, you know, it's so sad. So I definitely think it's cool that she gets to go against India Gomes, especially, you know, India was set to go against Cyborg. You know, that was a pretty big fight. And for her to be taking on India Gomes, I think it's a pretty good matchup, and I think it's going to be a really great fight. I'm just excited to see both of them getting in there. Like, I can't even say who I want to win that fight because they're both good fighters, and I would feel so bad picking someone right now because I like them both. So as it gets closer, I guess I'll be forced to pick somebody.
I'm going to put my pick in right now, and I'm going to pick Tonya Evinger because I like her. Tonya Evinger's been around for a long time. I've seen her fights. I'm a fan, and so I'm right away. That's no offense to Gomes, but I'm a Tonya Evinger fan. So, but I do want to see a really good fight. I want to, even if Evinger doesn't win, as long as it's a good fight, that's all I really care about. And then I want to see what's next for those ladies.
Exactly, especially, I could be wrong. You let me know, but the bantamweight division, the champ title is vacant right now. With who had it? Lauren Murphy?
I believe so.
And she just went over to the UFC. So does that leave that open?
I don't know if they're fighting for a belt, though, but it is open, I'm sure.
No, I know they're not fighting for a belt right now, but, after this fight, maybe that would put them into the position to fight for that title.
Yeah, or definitely, it's going to be their first fight on Fight Pass. Who knows? They might bump them into the UFC, with some of these other girls. Not saying they're going to go fight Ronda, but there's definitely some competition out there that Evinger, Gomes, these other girls could face too. They just need, the right people to see it, and since they're going to be on Fight Pass, so who knows? Because I definitely think, especially now, and I think we've kind of all thought it before, that Invicta is for women is obviously the stepping stone into the UFC. You need to put on a good show there. The UFC is you're going to get their attention because that's the only other big show out there really. So hopefully these girls can put on a good fight, and not just to leave Invicta because Invicta's awesome and I don't want them to lose all their people, but UFC does pay better.
Oh yeah, that is definitely going to be interesting to see where that goes. After Invicta SC8, like
how this relationship works.
No, I definitely think Shannon's made it pretty clear. Invicta is mine, UFC is theirs. It's just it's to get on Fight Pass type of deal. But it's interesting to see who the UFC tries to grab from Invicta after this fight card.
Mhm.
And how many of those women actually want, like you said, I know that UFC they're paying more money, is that I know some people are kind of happy at Invicta, and with the way it's going, it could, start to come up and at least as far as, a women's promotion kind of get up there near UFC status at some point. It's only been a couple of years. And when you look at the fighters that they have, there's an amazing roster.
Mhm.
So
yeah, I agree. I definitely think that it's a good organization, but I also know how Dana White works, and if it gets too big, Dana White's going to buy it up. So I don't know. I think it's a good promotion. But I also think no matter how good they're treated or whatever, everybody especially in the 35, they want to fight Ronda Rousey. They want to get in the UFC and they want to beat that woman. And so I think that's why it's I love it here, but, just like Bellator. Bellator's cool. We watched a little bit of Bellator this weekend. And it's cool. It's awesome. And I'm sure the people are nice. But these guys want to be in the UFC. I'm just saying, so I'm sure it's the same way with Invicta a little bit. But hopefully, and it's going to be easier for these girls, but hopefully it's, he doesn't just buy everyone up from them so that they still have a strong promotion.
Hold on 1 sec. I think we have somebody calling in to chit-chat with us. Let's see. Hello.
Hey.
Hey, how's it going?
What's going on?
Not much. I don't know if you're listening. Oh, well, first of all, this is my sister, Sabrina.
Hello.
This is my MMA sister.
How you ladies doing tonight?
We're doing good. We were just talking about how many girls you think the UFC might be trying to snatch up after this Invicta fight card, and how many might be willing to go. There's a lot of good fighters, and they're going to realize that after this fight.
You know, in all honesty, I truly believe that now that they're kind of like partnered in a way with the UFC, I don't think it's as much going to be like a snatch game than it is more of a let's see how much money Invicta and their fighters can bring into the UFC. Nothing against the UFC because they're obviously opening up a lot of doors. But I think that they're going to be a little bit more careful about making it seem like they're just snatching people out of Invicta.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I just wonder, you know, because slowly but surely they, like, announce a fight, and it's like, oh, all of a sudden this person's in the UFC and they're going to fight, you know. So I just wonder how many, you know, like I said, it's going to be so many good fights on Invicta FC. Like, they're going to find some new talent because, you know, they didn't look that strong into the women's division as far as Dana White, you know. So
absolutely,
it'll be crazy.
Yeah, I totally think that he's learned his lesson.
Right. What were you going to say, Sabrina?
How do you feel about if Gina gets Ronda next?
If who gets Ronda?
If Gina Carano.
Oh, Gina Carano? Man, look, there's got to be nobody else on the planet that loves Gina more than I do. But right now, where the females stand as far as MMA and kind of like the fans that have that like speculation of them, I think it would kind of hurt the sport a little bit. As much as I would love to see that fight, it would kind of hurt it a little bit because, in my opinion, solely, it wouldn't be the right time. There's so many other females that have been proving themselves for that matchup with Ronda that this will kind of be like an exhibition. And if it's an exhibition, call it an exhibition, but don't call it like a title fight because that's kind of like not only spitting in the face of all the hard work that Ronda's doing, but all the ladies that are coming out in the bantamweight division that are coming so hard right now in the fight while Gina's been out. Now, I think it would kind of hurt a little bit and it would kind of be a little bit disrespectful. But like I've said, it's a moneymaker, and if Gina agrees to it, you've got to know it's got to be for money because, in my opinion, it's just exhibition.
Do you think it would hurt her to lose, like her acting career, or do you think that like maybe she's doing it because if she beats Ronda, because Ronda's getting more bigger parts right now, do you think that she's just trying to get the bigger parts like by beating Ronda?
Man,
do you think this is like a career move?
I hope not. Because, you know, I've seen a couple of Gina's roles that she's played, and some of the roles that they gave her, like, no disrespect to Gina because I think she's a great actor, but as far as some of the movies that she's done, they haven't been good enough. So I hope she's not doing it for that because then she's kind of going to be using the sport to kind of catapult herself, and that would kind of hurt my feelings. As much as my feelings don't matter to somebody like that, that would kind of suck.
It definitely disappoints me that those roles are what she left MMA for.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And when she left an opening for all these females that were getting overlooked because of whatever, you know, they thought that the PR wasn't good enough, they didn't have enough fan base, or, you know, what they so-called was the pretty face of MMA. I mean, let me tell you, when I watch a fight, whether I'm looking at a woman or a guy, I'm watching the fight for the technique, the talent, you know, the excitement. I really could give a shit about what they look like at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not watching sports, you know, some Sports Illustrated magazines and watch what somebody looks like. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that watch, you know, WMMA just because some of the females are hot. Good for you guys, girls, whoever's doing it. But at this point, the real MMA fans are set to watch the females come out and bang hard like they've been doing it in Invicta, like they've been doing it, WSOF. So to kind of overlook people just because somebody's got a pretty face, that's kind of messing up the sport. And that's why I'm super stoked for the two guests that you guys have on today, because I think they've been bullied by the MMA fans and they've been bullied by the sport in itself. And I think it's about time that people get to see them on a pedestal like UFC so they can shut up about what you got to look like in order to fight.
You don't worry.
I work around kids all the time, so I send
right.
stuff sometimes. But trust me, I got a sailor's mouth with a soldier's body, so.
Oh man, Gemini, I really enjoyed you coming on here. I love talking to you. We're gonna have Tonya coming on right now, but you definitely should try calling in again, or we should do all three of us one time, because I really like talking to you.
Oh, man, I'm so down. Like I said, it took me a minute to get my shit together, but, I'm finally getting things, settled in where, I moved down to Miami, so now I'm kind of settling stuff in to get, MMA more focused. So I'm more than down, ladies. Just let me know. I love y'all. We're MMA family for life.
Awesome. Thank you so much, and we'll definitely do this again soon.
All right, girls. Y'all have a good night.
All right. You have a good one.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. I didn't want to cut in there, but I have to call Tonya. But that was Gemini Snow. She's in the chat room. Hopefully we'll get to have her on again, talk about what she has coming up soon. Hopefully some news about her own show. We'll see. Sister, I'm going to call in to Tonya, but give me a second.
All right. Don't give her number out.
Oh, my goodness. You should have seen when I called you the first time on here. I was like, man, good thing it wasn't, because it gave your whole number. I warned her I was going to be calling, so hopefully.
All right, well, if you talk to her, tell her I said hello.
And you had a question, right?
I told you my question.
Oh, yeah, about Gina?
Yeah.
All right, girl. I'm going to call right now.
All right.
Bye.
All right.
Hello?
Hello, Tonya.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, it's Vanessa with WMMA Jam Live. How you doing?
I'm good.
Are you good to talk right now?
Yeah, I'm in practice, but I already knew you were calling, so I'm good to go.
Oh, no. Well, thank you for taking time out of not just your day, but your practice to talk to me. I really appreciate that.
They're trying to work me out 3 times a day. That's crazy.
You're only
break to get.
Well, I'll go ahead and get into this. I don't want you to have to do more because I kept you too long. Well, I had read that you were, sorry, I kind of lost my place here. I read you were a tomboy growing up, but when did you get into mixed martial arts, and what was it that made you want to take it as far as you have?
I don't know. I wrestled for a long time, so for me it was like everyone was going over to MMA, and there's nothing else in wrestling. I was like, once I realized in 2004 that they weren't going to take my weight class to Olympics, I just was like, screw wrestling, and I came out to California. My friend was doing jiu-jitsu, and she's like, you gotta do that. So we went over, and it was fun, and I thought, screw it, I definitely get paid to do this stuff. But back when I started, AMU got paid, you know what I mean? Like, there was no commission. We made money all the time.
Well, once you tried it, was that it? Did you pretty much decide that you wanted to make a career out of it?
That would have been nice, but I don't think that there's a lot of people that can actually make a career out of it. I think that when I first started, I couldn't get a fight for 2 years, literally 2 years. And I was like, this sucks, dude. This sport sucks. I tried to call out everybody, and at that time, Debbie Purcell and Erin Tohill and all them people were still fighting, and I was like, I'll fight any of them girls, man. And then none of them would fight me. They're like, no, she don't have a record. She's 0-0. I'm like, man, I don't know. Everybody starts at 0-0, but the truth of it is I was a badass wrestler, and none of them wanted to lose because that time they were all big names. Oh, you know, you're the best in the world, and, you know, so but it really took a long time. And then after 2 years, I was like, screw this sport. This sport sucks. Can't find any fights. And then sure as hell, I quit for a long time, and then they called me, and they're like, you want to fight in 2 days? And I'm like, how much you paying? So it was sure.
Well, when I was looking at your past fights, I don't know if it, you know, I know you've complained about them having some information about you wrong before, but I noticed you maybe took on a pro fight before you had 3 AMI fights.
Yeah, because how that works, I went up and I went and fought in Oregon, and then I went back and fought in Missouri 3 times, and Missouri didn't have a commission at that time, you know, so everything, they were still throwing shows all over the country, you know, they just didn't have commissions. And then when the commissions came in, all the fights that had happened previously to the commission got ruled as amateurs. So, yeah, I definitely went pro and got 3 amateurs, and then I went pro again.
Yeah, that's what I was tripping out on. Well, since you had made to that pro level already on the beginning, what made you want to go back did you have to go back as an amateur fighter?
I mean, no, it wasn't, there was no commission, so I just was fighting. I mean, there were unsanctioned fights, so they had fights, I showed up and I fought. There was no commission there was no nothing, it was all unsanctioned, nothing like today, you know, so, you know, these guys come out of these Midwest states with like 30 fights, you know, 30 amateur fights and shit, and to be honest, at that time there was no amateur, there was no pro, we just fought, and you know, everybody just fought. So there was no standard like that. So, you know, these guys that probably should have been pro a long time ago, and they're definitely pro, you know, really good fighters. They had these huge amateur records and no pro fights, and it really doesn't make sense. But, you know, I mean, what else are they going to do with them fights? Just rule them as you know, smokers or something? They already had, like, shit on the internet, and promoters still put it out there for, like, SureDog and mixedmartialarts.com and all that kind of stuff, you know. So our records were still up. But the commission, when they first started, they were like, all right, we have hundreds of fighters fighting, and they've had all these fights. So what do you do? You got to rule them amateur. You can't say, okay, that guy's pro, and that guy might have been amateur, and that guy's pro, you know. So they just said they're all AMI fights, and that's how it went.
Well, I mean, for going at the pro level right off the bat, you went in against what is her name? It's Brittany Poland, and you won the fight with a knockout in round 1. And you went back, took your few AMI fights, came back, fought her again, and with another knockout.
I told that promoter, I do not want to fight this girl. It's not a fair fight. Because it was like 48 seconds the first time, and she literally took off walking across the stage away from me with her back to me, like shaking her hands like, I'm done, because I was hitting that fist, bouncing off, turning off the cage. And, I mean, afterwards the commission's like, oh, my gosh, like, you should come and do boxing and blah, 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 and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I just, like, I don't know. And I told that promoter, like, do not put me with this girl. You know, she's not that good. And then he's like, if you don't shut up, you know, I'm going to take you clean off the card, you know. And he was an asshole. The guys with Fatal Fame were fucking assholes. I hated that promotion. And, you know, I think it was a great idea. They tried to do what Invicta's doing, except for they were liars, and they treated all the girls like shit, and they cut our pay, and they fucking lied to us, told us it was going to be on pay-per-view and on all these stuff, and, you know, it's a big thing, and that's how they got us, you know, to come in and fight for less than we did the first time. And then, you know, he told me, you know, you better shut up or I'm just going to take you off the card. And I'm like, you know what? Fine. I don't even care. And then the day of the fight, he pulled me aside down the lobby and he says, I need you to take this in the second round or I'm going to lose my matchmaker's license, you know, if this goes bad. I'm like, man, how are you even going to? And at the time, I was like, screw you, man. I will never fight for this promotion again, so screw you. Like, and then I seriously went to her before the fight, though, and I was like, you know, if you play cool, I'll play cool. We'll put on a good show. And, you know, I didn't want to hurt the girl. I don't have anything against her. And I've already fought her, and I knew she was scared to fight me and shouldn't even have been in there. But as far as all the girls knew, you know, we were getting on TV and shit. So was a mixed up situation, and then she really came out brawling at me. I was like, what the hell? She's
like,
really like
help you.
I felt like, and as soon as she hit me, I was like, oh hell no, because she's still the only girl that's ever put anything on my face, and I had a little tiny nugget, and she must have just swiped me as she was swinging for the fences there right before I shut her down. She must have just swiped me. I remember blinking and feeling it, kind of seeing on the bottom of my eye, like, oh, this bitch just put an egg on my eye, and so it was over, and I was like, that sucked.
I ended up knocking her out again.
Amazing. I did awesome interviews where they were just completely ridiculous. So everybody in the crowd starts chanting, take your shirt off, because I guess in the interview I told them I was going to rip my shirt off and all that good stuff. But it was fun. It was a good time. Good experience, I guess.
A great story. I didn't expect that. After knocking her out twice, you went on 4 fights in a row by knockout, 3 in the first round. How did it feel to be starting off so strong? Like, I'm sure your confidence had been through the roof.
No, I think my confidence is the same as it is now. You're always scared shitless. But I think at that point in my career, I was really uneducated on the sport, and I was training. But I'm just a wrestler, and we grind people out, and we are always looking for that finish, and I'm always looking for a pin, no matter what time of the round it is, I'm always looking to pin somebody. So I still had that kind of mentality when I went in there, and I was like, and I was never in shape, and I was like, holy shit, like, and my girlfriend at the time was like, just take the fight, like, you not do that in bars, like, just take the fight. And I was like, you know what, you're right. So I would just take them, and then I was like, I don't know if I can make it to the second round, I better knock this girl out. That's how it went. And the farther I've gotten in my career, I think I've just learned the sport, and I think you see it in every athlete. The farther they go on, then they get a little more safe and a little more worried, and the fact that girl can finish you too, or something. You know what I mean? You're a little bit safer and a little bit smarter about stuff. And I definitely like to get back to knocking people out, but at this level, people are just in there running with their hands down, So.
Well, your record currently stands at 14-5. I believe you corrected me. You've gone up against some very talented fighters. What would you say was your favorite or most memorable fight so far?
I think I really enjoyed fighting Karina Dan just because she was so disrespectful and she was so rude and ignorant at weigh-ins. And before we even fought, they called and talked all kinds of crap and how I better know that this fight's at 125 and I better make it, and just a bunch of bullshit. And, I when she got to weigh-in, she was real disrespectful. She showed up 3 pounds over, and I didn't even take any money. I was like, I don't even care. I couldn't believe I had 125, first of all, but I had to because I've been running my mouth for a whole year, like, I'm going 25. I'm going to whoop her at 25. So then I was like, holy shit, I have to. And it hurt. That hurt. I mean, that was a big cut. And I made it, and then she didn't make it. She tried to play the whole language barrier, and I don't know what I weigh, and da-da-da. And, man, she's been in this sport just as long as I have. Be professional. And I didn't even care. I should have took her money, but I didn't care. So I was just happy I made the weight, and I knew I was going to beat her. And when we went into the fight, she was just so disrespectful. And I didn't get to warm up because I had guys fighting on the card. I owned my gym at the time. I was helping run all the shit backstage because I was working for that promotion too, and they right when I first started, so they put me on right when I first started, and so it was like a real weird situation, and nobody had gloves and nobody had this, so I was running around scrambling, and then they're like, "You're on deck," and I was like, "Holy shit!" So I told everybody like, "Hold this, I'm the main event." I'm like, "Hold this for me," so I'm like trying to warm up real quick, and they called me out. So my first round was a little like warm up, but I think that that was a fight where I really like made myself do something that I was uncomfortable with, and I don't think I'm uncomfortable on my feet at all. I think that it's just hard not to go back what your background is and revert back to what you know. So to me it was a fight where I was like happy with the way I performed, that I stood and that I traded and that I did what I wanted to do in my game plan, and I was happy with myself. That was like the first one, So I don't know. It was, and I won, so that was also great. And
right.
Yeah. She took her big forehead and she went home, So I don't care. But, you know, it was fun beating Sarah DeLeo, too, because I felt really disrespected by her at weigh-ins, too, you know, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know the girl, and I don't know a lot of these girls, and I don't really care. But, you know, I talk a lot of shit, but I don't talk like, I usually don't talk shit about fighters unless they've already done something to me, and I'm like, all right, I'm about to make you kill yourself right now. I'm going to talk shit until you want to slit your throat. You know, I'm an asshole, so. But I think I don't really come in that way. I just, you know, I'm just there to fight and make jokes, and that's it, you know. And if you can take it or leave it, I don't know. But I felt really disrespected by her too, so that was a really good win. And you know, I don't know, you know, I like when I get to stand up and bang. And that was the first time in a long time, the Sarah fight, where I went back and I was like, I remember looking at her and I was like, damn, like this girl looks really manly. I'm like, she's way bigger than me, because at the time I wasn't cutting any weight. I didn't cut any weight. I showed up. I mean, I didn't cut shit. I was walking so light because I was trying to fight at 25, you know. And I think I had like 4 pounds or something the day before, and I just, you know, didn't eat very much, and I made weight. It was easy cut. And I was like, damn, this girl's big. And then I just kept looking at her picture, and I'm like, she's got a weak jaw. I'm gonna knock this girl out. So, you know, that's what I was trying to do, you know, just revert back to the old days when I put my hands on the people.
That's awesome. Well, the fight you're talking about is when you made your Invicta debut just this past December. You were set to take on Kelly Robold, who ended up getting injured. Yeah, and
it's been so long, you know. She's one of the ones that hasn't been so long, but yet she's making her comeback every year. So. She's back out to fight twice on me now, so I don't really like that girl. So,
yeah, well, she missed out on the fight with you. She got injured just a week before Invicta FC7. They replaced her with Sarah DeLeo. You know who you're fought.
Yeah. I don't know how to say that thing.
I'm horrible with names.
I can pronounce my name, and that's it.
Right.
I'm the only one that can pronounce my name right now.
Well, Sarah at the time had fought under 5 Invicta banners already. Did having to train for a new opponent in such a short amount of time have any effect on you when it came to that fight, and how did it feel to come out of your debut with a win?
To be honest, I feel like that Kelly Coble would have been a better fight. I think Sarah's really talented, and, you know, I don't take anything from her, but I think that Kelly's just a brawler, and I think that it would have been a tougher fight for me. You know, Sarah, I knew I'd out wrestle her. I knew I'd beat her on the ground. I knew I hit harder than her. I knew I could knock that jaw out. So, you know, I don't know, and I didn't care. I really don't care. As long as I'm in shape, I can fight. I don't care who I fight. I'm not a stupid fighter in there. I'm not a robot. I can usually figure out what's going wrong, or, you know, and change something, or try to figure it out, or otherwise I just freak out and tap out. You know, it's one or the other.
Well, Invicta FC8, India Gomes, they said was set to take on Cyborg at 145. When they finally make the announcement, turns out India Gomes is dropping to 135, and you're taking her on. I mean, how excited were you to be on the next card to fight, especially?
You know what? I've been dropping a lot of crap talk on Twitter about they won't put me on the card. I'm definitely not fighting for them. They would call me. You know, I do a lot of that stuff just to keep it flowing, just to keep my name in the running. And I don't know. I have a really good relationship with Shannon. I think that you know, she has a little bit of faith in my skill, or at least I hope, and she's not just blowing smoke up my ass and getting my ass kicked, you know. But you know, so I think that I don't know. When she called me, it was I feel like I was like kind of a last resort, and I think I'm always like that, you know. When a lot of these top girls can't find fights last minute, you know, and they call a couple people and I don't know, I'm not training, I don't know if I'm ready for that, I don't know, blah blah blah, whatever excuse they got, you know. Their vagina's hurting or something. I don't know, but I'm that person that they always call. You know, I fought Alexis Davis on 4-day notice. I fought Sarah McMahon on 9-day notice. I fought down in Oklahoma on 2-day notice. I fought a couple of amateur fights on like 2-day notice. I Gina Carano was a 3-week notice. That was pretty long, but you know, I don't know. I feel like I run my mouth so much that I'll fight anybody. That I better just fight anybody. Otherwise, you know, I'm just that normal girl talking shit, you know. So you know, I got to go back it up too. So I mean, I've never really had my ass beat, so I really can't complain. I get caught in submissions every once in a while, and then I believe are my fault. I think I freak out a little bit sometimes, and my nerves get to me, and it just shuts me down. But other than that, as long as I come in shape, I feel like I can beat anybody, and I'm just gonna, you know, fight my fight, and I hope she don't like it, and it turns out to be a win for me.
Right. Well, FCA, it's just a little over a month away. How are you feeling at this point in fight camp, and how often are you in the gym?
I pretty much go, depends on I've been training for a couple of weeks now for this one, and I've been going in once a day, but just because I work so much. But this week I started going 3 a day, so I'm stepping it up pretty good. I'm probably going to jump back down to 2 a days when I get back to Texas, and try to level my training out a little bit. And I got strength conditioning coaches and stuff, and I got my boxing coaches and my jiu-jitsu coaches. So I think that I got everything covered with really, really quality coaches. And you know, I'm training out at Gracie Baja in Texas, and I train at Macaco's every once in a while. And then usually, even for the Sarah fight, you know, I come up here and I train with Scott Ward, Warrior Concepts, up in Springfield, Illinois. And you know, it's just amazing training. I try to make it up here for every single fight, just because, you know, the guy is just so knowledgeable, and his style fits mine, and he's a real fighter. You know, I think he's going to a lot of gyms and catch a little bit of this and that, and your sports are always split up, so you don't know how to really put it together for an MMA fight. But you know, I have to come here at least 1 week for my training camp for me to kind of get back into that mode, and you know, and he really breaks down my opponents and really breaks down my fight and really focuses on what I need to do, and it's great because then I go back to my gym and I know what I'm working on and what I should be doing, and I start to better that as I'm training at my other gyms and stuff, you know. So I've had a lot of great help and stuff, and Erin Penne is my boxing coach is what's her name? Used to have a 135 title. Murphy or something? What's her name?
Lauren Murphy?
Yeah. So she had her coach, her old boxing coach is my coach now, so I'm training at the gym she left. Dun, dun, dun.
Well, that is,
I heard she told him, though, that he is not allowed to train me because she heard I was moving to Houston. So she told him he's not allowed to train me. And he said, well, you know, she left the gym. And, yeah, that's what I say, too. Oh, well.
Well, I know at one point you had mentioned wanting a shot at the UFC, and with Lauren Murphy making the move to the UFC and leaving that bantamweight title kind of vacant, you know, is there any rush to moving to the UFC, or are you good at staying at Invicta and trying to get that title and defend it for a little while there?
You know what? UFC has not been very good to me. They are not good to me. Sean Tuffy is not good to me. I don't understand what the deal is. They put girls on there that I beat. They put girls on there that have never competed in the U.S., and the competition's here in the U.S. I don't care if your record's 6-0 and 4-0 and you've been knocking bitches out. I don't care. But if you never fought anybody in the U.S., then you ain't never fought anybody. The talent's here, and it always will be. The talent is over here. So for them to sign all these girls, and I get all these lame excuses from him, and you know, she's been doing this and you ain't doing that. Well, I mean, I'll fight all the girls she's fighting. I'll come out with 4 knockouts in a row. Give me a damn break, man. I take hard fights. I take fights that I take pretty much any fight that anybody throws at me, you know, and if it's, you know, for the right amount of money, I'm not going to go down and fight for $500, you know. But whatever, you know, I've really been dogged out by the UFC, and I'm not happy about it. And I feel like even if I do sign with them, I'll be put on the back burner. I might get a fight here, a fight there, or they'll lowball me on my contract or something. I just don't have good feelings, and I don't understand what the big deal is and what's going on, and I really don't care. And you know, I said it earlier this year, I don't care who I fight for. As long as I have, can fight regularly, and as long as I can have a good promotion to fight under that appreciates my personality and my talent, and, and not necessarily, I understand not everybody likes me and not everybody understands me, but I think I'm a damn good fighter, and I think I'm a damn good athlete, and, you can't really deny that, and I'll fight anybody. So, I mean, what else could you ask for? If me as a matchmaker, that's what I looked for. I looked for guys that came out and fought. I don't care what they say. I don't care what they do, as long as it ain't really killing your promotion. But, I don't want the guy out there raping girls and stuff and then be like, yeah, that's my champion. But, each individual is going to be different, and I understand that, and that's one reason why I love the Elite XC is they let us have our personality. But, I feel like Invicta is going to really be good to me, and Shannon told me, you come out and stick with me, and I'll take care of you and stuff, and I believe her, and I've always had great relationships with her, and I trust her, and I believe that she really wants good things for every girl that fights for Invicta, that for the whole sport, and for the women in the sport, and I couldn't really ask for anything more, if Legacy signed me, or if WSOF signed me, or if any of these other promotions signed me, I would have went and fought for them and stuff, but, everybody wants to talk a big game and nobody wants to lock down anything, and, that's what I'm looking for. So I still haven't signed this fight contract with Gomes, but I still haven't signed my contract, my multi-fight contract with them, but, I'm gonna do it. I agreed to something, and I'm gonna do it, and I trust them, and I know I'll probably get paid a little bit more in the UFC, but if I get to fight more, then ultimately it works out good. But you do tell Shannon that I want a Range Rover or Land Rover, whatever the more expensive one is. That's what I want.
I'll definitely make sure to send that message along and try and get that over there.
Straight up the muscle car. Like 68 Camaro or something, tell her that.
That'd be awesome.
I just want that car.
Yeah, I was surprised at the fact that you weren't over at UFC already. Like, I haven't been so into the sport for, that long, and you're definitely somebody I know. You've been around, you have a lot of fights under your belt, so I think them not taking you is kind of their bad at this point, because Invicta, I think they have a good chance of really getting up there. Of course, UFC, they make a lot of money and all that, but Invicta, man, all the girls are so happy there. Shannon's doing good by all them. They're
and we all
hopefully going to start.
Everybody knows how Invicta went down this last year, and not being able to have any fights and all the problems they had, and they took a big hit, so all of us girls, and I'm one of them, and I told Shannon on the last show, you can lower my purse if you have to. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, we're not getting paid like bank like they used to pay the girls, but, I am a total supporter of the sport too, and I love putting on shows, and, I put shows on in St. Louis for a while and stuff, and I loved it, and I put 5 girl fights, 5 guy fights on my card, and it worked out great. I loved it. But, I understand where she's coming from, and I understand the opportunity that we have now with this coverage, and, and I do believe that we're going to be like the WC, just like the WC was. We're going to have the best girl fights, and we're going to just be rocking it out there, and then, of course, we're going to get ate up, and we're all going to get signed with UFC anyway. So hopefully by then I'll beat all these guys, and then I'll have the belt, and then they'll be like, bitch, we're paying you. We got to pay you.
Well, what I think is awesome is how you have a couple of people working together to raise money for all the fighters on Invicta SCA. You got Americana MMA. I was just saying there's a GoFundMe, and all these people are trying to raise money to go strictly to the fighters on that card. So I think it's cool that so many people are supporting you ladies and trying to help out, too.
I wish they'd give more money. I saw that was only like $1,500. Don't you know there's 20 of us? I want a $100 bill. Come on, people. No, I'm just kidding. I don't care. I think that the sponsors should be jumping on this and getting involved and stuff. And it's amazing that we're getting to fight on the same platform as these UFC fighters. Although I'm not I don't really know much about Fight Pass, and I don't know if I would have ever bought it or anything, but to me, it's something that's beneficial for the UFC to have us on Fight Pass. It's what's going to sell a lot of their Fight Pass, you know, and I think that it gives us a good opportunity to get our name out there on that level without being signed with the UFC, you know.
Oh, yeah, definitely, because with Fight Pass, that's what sold me. Like, I was like, man, it's on Fight Pass, whatever. But to hear that Invicta was going to be on there and all the past fights that were going to be available, that was like, that's what got me. I basically bought Fight Pass for Invicta, so.
I think it's a great thing. I think the UFC did something really smart. I do think that they should have gave me a big bonus just for being here, you know, but whatever.
Hopefully this does bring a lot more funds towards your guys' way, too, because you guys are fighting just as hard.
Donate money, proceeds. This was just for Tonya.
And I know you had mentioned before, I think on Twitter, that you were looking for sponsors. So if anybody's listening in, you know, it doesn't even, this girl, come on, 14 wins.
Adult diapers. I don't really want adult diapers. But I'll take money from an adult diaper company.
That's awesome. I really enjoyed talking to you. Before I let you go, can you let everybody know where they can find you on Twitter, and also if you have any shout-outs you'd like to give?
Yeah, just search my name. I know everybody knows it. I don't know if you know how to spell it, but look me up. It's just under my name, you know, and I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, and I definitely just want to give a shout-out to these guys training with me, you know, Warrior Concepts. I'm up here with Scott Ward, David Johnson, and Hannah Fitzpatrick, and Heather Bassett, and my girlfriend Stephanie Alba. They're all helping me get ready. Aaron Penny down in Gracie Baja, all them guys, Makako, Jeremy Mayon. Man, there's just a bunch of people helping me, and that have took the time to help me, and you know, and gave me money and helped support my career and helped train me and stuff. And you know, Tapper Sleep's one of my biggest sponsors, been my sponsor for a long time, and that dude's really done me good. So, you know, I can't urge you to go buy anything else but Tapper Sleep.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Tonya, especially, like I said, for in between your over there training right now. And
I think my other sponsor, Xavier, and Patino Diet. I forgot them.
Oh,
Don't get mad.
Okay.
I don't want to get that box search. You know what I mean? You have to give the shout out.
And also, Shannon, if you're listening in, don't forget that car.
Yes, 68
we'll take it.
I want it red and white across the hood. Yeah. I want it to look sexy. Panty dropper, you know what I mean? Straight panty dropper.
Okay. Got it. I'll definitely work on getting that out to you.
Good.
All right, Tonya, again, thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the rest of your practice, the rest of your week, and good luck at Invicta 8. I look forward to seeing you there.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, you have a good one.
You too. Bye.
Bye. All right, you guys, that was Invicta's Tonya Evinger. Tonya is Tonya. As it says, type in her name, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You can find her on all those. Sister, you there?
Yes, I am.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
In just about another minute, we're actually going to be joined by India Gomes. We're going to be having somebody translate for us, so that should be pretty interesting to see how this goes. I'm excited to have her on, though. That's really cool, like that they were willing to go through all that just to talk to us today.
That's awesome. I'm excited to hear what she has to say, too. Obviously, because, you know, we don't hear her too much because she doesn't need a translator, so I'm excited.
Yeah, definitely.
We need to get Tonya that red panty dropping Range Rover. You tweet that at Shannon.
I'm going to make sure I do that after this. Oh, my goodness. How's it? I know you're sitting outside. How is it out there right now?
good. It feels really good right now. Very nice. There's a little rainbow forming over there next to
oh, man.
going by.
I missed out on the rainbow.
It's very nice. Right now it's very nice. Beautiful Southern California weather. Wow, I can't even speak. It's so nice.
Whatever. Was there any news that popped up during my little chit-chat with Tonya? No.
No.
Wow. It's okay.
I was listening. It was a good interview. I liked it. She's funny.
Yeah. I really like talking to her. I like how she was like, she has like a lot to say, you know?
Yeah. What's good because, you know, we need more shit talkers. Rhonda's not the only one. Like, you know, if you guys don't know, but, like, Tonya, I'm an asshole, too, and that's why I say things like that. Because, you know, she said she's a self-proclaimed asshole, and I like that. I like people who talk, who don't have a problem saying what they want or whatever they want to say. Like, when she was calling those first promoters assholes, you know? Like, how many ladies come on here and be like, oh, those guys suck, those guys blue. But at least she was being honest, you know? She wasn't...
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's not even that she's, like, trying to be a douche, you know? She's just saying how she feels.
Yeah. See, if you understand Tonya Evinger, you understand me.
Yeah, but, you know, Tonya Evinger isn't mean to me all the time. I'm just kidding.
Well, that's because she's not here right now.
All right, I am actually going to be calling India Gomes right now. I'm going to be calling her translator, Fabi. So.
Hey, I have a friend named Fabi.
I know.
And she speaks a different. She could translate for us if we need it one time too.
Oh, nice. I like this though. I like having a translator so we can actually talk to these ladies and see what they're thinking, you know? Gives them a chance to speak their mind. Oh,
yeah, hopefully she has some good things to say.
Sorry, I don't know what I did. Just give me 1 second. Sorry, guys. Okay, I'm going to call her right now. So be back. Hello. Sister? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Good thing it rang that extra time because it was not trying to hang up for me. Okay, so I have another number here I'm supposed to give a try. So, give me 1 sec, and we'll go ahead and try calling Fabi.
Yeah, because I got to pee. I had to use the restroom. It's fine.
Oh. All right, I'm going to call her right now. Didn't meet you. Okay.
Hello?
Hello, Fabi?
Hi.
Hi, this is Vanessa over at WMMA Jam Live. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for taking the time to translate for me so I could talk to India for a little bit.
No problem. It's okay.
Are you guys all ready to, are you guys good to talk right now?
Yes, we can talk now.
Awesome. Let me see, just 1 sec. Well, I know India took her first pro MMA fight in 2007, but I didn't see any Emmy records. Did she take on any fights before going pro?
Ela está pensando se você pegou alguma luta, se você fez alguma luta amateur antes de lutar profissional.
Não fiz nenhuma luta armator porque, coloca assim o negócio, não fiz nenhuma luta armator porque eu era faixa marrom de jiu-jitsu e no Brasil eu entrei direto, não fiz nenhuma luta armator, fui direto para o profissional.
She's saying in Brazil she was already a brown belt in jiu-jitsu, so she just started pro. She didn't do any amateur.
Oh, okay. Well, I heard that in Brazil people start pretty young, and there's a lot of support there. Is that true for her too?
Tipo assim, aqui no Brasil tem muita gente nova e tem muito suporte lá do Brasil. Isso é verdade pra você? Você acha?
Não, no Brasil não tem suporte, é difícil. Quando eu comecei, eu tive suporte de um coach meu de jiu-jitsu, macaco.
In Brazil, it's very hard to find support in there. But when she first started, she had a support from her coach, George Patino. So he helped her a lot.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know this is the second time your fight with Cyborg had to be canceled. At Invicta FC 4, you injured your rib, and now for Invicta FC 8, you're making the drop to 135. Do you hope to get in the cage with Cyborg anytime soon?
Cyborg e você machucou sua costela e daí de novo no Invicta FC8 você não vai lutar porque você vai baixar de peso. Você quer lutar com ela há algum tempo? Você quer lutar com ela de novo?
Aconteceu imprevistos na minha luta com a Cyborg e eu lamento por os fãs que queriam ver essa luta. Coloca assim, eu lamento por os fãs que queriam ver essa luta. E um dia eu espero lutar com ela novamente.
She's saying unexpected things happen, but she hopes to fight with her soon. She just wants to say sorry for the fans because the fans wanted to see the fight and she wanted to fight too. But she hopes to get a fight soon with her.
That'd be awesome. Well, I know you were set to take on Tamika Brents at Invicta FC6, but Brents ended up getting injured before the fight backstage and was canceled, which means you haven't fought since Invicta FC4 January 2013. How excited are you to finally be getting back in the cage?
Ela tá falando que você ia lutar com Tamika, mas Tamika sofreu, né, a lesão dela. E como que você tá feliz de querer voltar no cage?
Eu estava esperando muito dessa oportunidade de o Invicta dar uma data para mim voltar para os cage e graças a Deus isso está acontecendo e eu estou muito feliz. Não vejo a hora de fazer o meu trabalho lá dentro, fazer bem feito.
She's very happy. She's saying she was waiting for Invicta to give her opportunity, and they did. So she just can't wait to get in the cage and do whatever she needs to do. She's very happy.
I know she said she didn't have much support, but when did she first start training, and what was it that drew her to mixed martial arts?
Quando que você começou a treinar e o que você quis? Você te pegou com martial arts?
Eu comecei a treinar em 2002, mais ou menos, jiu-jitsu, e tinha muitos problemas na infância, então foi uma coisa que controlou meu espírito.
She first started training back in 2002, and what drew her to martial arts was she had a lot of problems when she was a kid, like younger. So
controlou meu espírito.
It kind of helped her to control herself, her spirit.
Okay.
So today she's somebody else. Yeah.
Well, I know she started fighting in 2006, 2007, or took her pro fight in 2007. She's been at it for a while. You watched and experienced for yourself how much the women's division has grown. What does it mean for you to finally get the recognition and acceptance in the world of mixed martial arts?
Assim, o que o MMA mulher já está sendo muito reconhecido. Tipo assim, o que você acha disso?
Eu acho que agora tem muitas mulheres lutando, e o UFC com a oportunidade que o UFC abriu. Então, acho que depois do UFC está trazendo muitas mulheres. As mulheres estão se motivando a lutar MMA. E isso é muito importante.
She's saying after UFC opened doors for the women's MMA, a lot of women now, they're motivated to fight, and it's very important. And she thinks it's very important for women's MMA, and she thinks it should have been recognized for a long, long time. So she thinks it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, your pro record is at 10-2. You fought some great fighters, with your only 2 losses going to Amanda Nunes and Ronda Rousey. Who was your toughest opponent to date?
Você foi recorde 2-2, você perdeu para a Ronda e para a Amanda. Qual foi a mais difícil oponente até agora?
O mais difícil foi das vitórias, a mais difícil foi Catalina, porque eu lutei nocauteada e consegui ganhar a luta.
She's saying from her victories, it was from Catalina, because she fought, she was like almost knocked out. So it was only her and the heart, and so it was tough for her. Yeah.
Well, what would she say was her favorite or most memorable fight?
Qual foi a sua favorita, ou a mais, assim, que você lembra mais marcante para você?
Minha última luta com a Yoko Yamanaka foi importante, porque que eu troquei, fiz mais strike, e também pela humildade, o respeito que a cultura japonesa tem. Então eu dedico essa luta a ela. Tipo,
she's saying her favorite was her last fight with Hiroko Yamanaka. She likes her, and she thinks she's humble, and she just likes to fight. She did a lot of striking, and she respects her, so yeah, it was her favorite.
Respeito a ela, porque é uma oponente que no dia respeito e depois respeito da luta, tipo.
Yeah, because Yamanaka, the day before, she respect her, and after the fight, she respect her. India loves the Japanese culture.
Yeah. Cultura.
Yeah.
Well, I know she recently decided to make the drop from 145 to 135. How has cutting that weight been like for you?
Você recentemente abaixou para 145 para 135. Como que esse peso tem sido para você? Assim, cortando peso.
Tipo assim, cortar peso é um pouco estressante, mas tô feliz porque eu vou lutar. Então eu vou fazer isso bem feito.
She's saying cutting weight is very stressful, but she's happy that she's gonna fight, so she's gonna do it well.
Eu tenho que fazer o meu trabalho.
And she has to do her job.
Well, how often do you find yourself in the gym training?
Quanto tempo você fica na academia treinando?
Atualmente eu tô ficando umas 6 horas por dia na academia.
She's staying about 6 hours a day at the gym.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, I know that you were prepared to fight Cyborg. Has it been difficult changing your camp, not only for a different weight class, but also for a different opponent?
Você estava preparado para lutar com o Cyborg. Você, tipo assim, tá difícil de não só baixar, foi difícil não só baixar de peso, mas também de oponente?
Pra mim, lutar, pra mim, tipo assim, força. Fala assim, não importa se é com a Cyborg ou se é com a Tonya, o importante é que uma mulher lá que eu vou querer bater na cara dela, tá ligado? E eu vou bater na cara de quem aparecer.
And just saying, it doesn't matter whoever shows up, she just want to fight. So it doesn't matter if it's Cyborg, if it's Tonya, she just want to go there and kick ass.
Well, you'll be taking on Tonya Evinger at Invicta FC8, September 6th. As I said, it's been a little while since you fought. How excited were you when they made the announcement that you would be fighting in the next Invicta card? And are you happy with the opponent they chose for you?
Sabe que a Tonya vai ser seu próximo oponente no Invicta FC8. Como você ficou quando eles arrumaram essa luta pra você e você tá feliz com isso?
Sim, eu fiquei feliz. Eu não esperava a data do Invicta voltar e me dar um oponente. Não importa se era Cyborg, não importa com quem fosse. O importante é eu lutar.
Yeah, she's very happy. She's saying she's happy that they showed up and they gave her a date and everything. So she's just happy. She's delighted to fight.
You've been with Invicta since Fight Card 3. What has your experience been like working or fighting with Invicta and Shannon?
Você tem com o Invicta desde a C3. O que você, tipo assim, o que você tem de dizer
sobre eles?
Sobre eles, Shannon?
Eles são uma organização que trata bem o atleta e, tipo assim, eu tô feliz com isso. Tô feliz com isso. Eles tratam do começo ao fim, o atleta bem e estão de parabéns. A Shannon tá de parabéns.
Yeah,
Deus abençoe ela.
Sorry, she's saying, I think the athlete's excellent. Congratulations to Shannon. She's always been great.
Que Deus abençoe
and
ela.
God bless her. And she hopes the show continues.
That's awesome. I mean, everyone seems pretty happy at Invicta. Is there any desire or rush to get over to the UFC, or are you looking to get the Invicta World Champ title first?
Você quer ir pro UFC logo, ou você prefere, ou você quer esperar o Invicta dar o title?
Eu falo assim, eu não me importo aonde eu estiver, se é no UFC, se for no Invicta, o importante é eu estar lutando e não passar tanto tempo sem lutar.
She's saying it doesn't matter if she's at UFC or Invicta, she just want to fight. And what's important for her, not to stay long without a fight. So she just want to fight.
Well, when she's not fighting or training, what does she like to do?
Quando você não tá treinando, lutando, o que você gosta de fazer?
Eu gosto de ficar em casa vendo um filme e ficar com a minha garota. Só.
She said she likes to watch movies, relaxing at home, and staying with her girlfriend.
Well, I know she's originally from Brazil, but how does she like it when she's over there in Florida?
Você é originalmente do Brasil. O que você gosta assim da o que você acha assim da Cláudia?
Eu gosto das praias só. O calor é muito quente, mas
She's saying over here it's too hot. It's very hot in here, but she likes beaches and
mas a Flórida vai me ajudar a baixar o peso.
But Florida is gonna help her to drop weight.
Eu vou chegar
She's gonna go to Kansas City and she's gonna.
Não vejo a hora de sair na porrada com Tonya. E aí, Tonya, se prepara, que nós vamos bater dentro do queijo.
She's saying she can't wait to fight Tonya, and she's saying, Tonya, prepare yourself.
Quero fazer a melhor luta da noite.
We're gonna do the best show. We're gonna do the best show.
Então vamos lutar. E amarrar.
So let's fight.
I agree. I'm excited to see this fight. I think that India and Tonya are going to do a great job. I'm excited for it. I know she's training with American top team. Dana White said himself, AT&T is one of the few great teams capable of putting out world champs. There's a lot of amazing talent coming out of there. What has it been like for you training with a team like American Top Team?
Ela falou que tá muito querendo ver essa luta. E ela falou assim que o Dana White falou que o American Top Team é um dos melhores assim, que pode conseguir um cinturão. Pode conseguir um cinturão. E...
Responde pra ela. Fala que América Top Team, eu tô feliz. Tem muitos atletas bons de ponta e é o melhor time mesmo.
She's saying it's the best team. They have excellent athletes over there, very talented, and Liborio helped her a lot. So
e eu gosto dos meus amigos que
she likes her friends over there.
Eles sempre estão me dando apoio no treino e tal.
At UFC, they fight at UFC and they help her at training. So
eu gosto que nem Pitbull, Thiago Alves, esses dias chegou e falou pra mim: pô, vamos, Indinha, mete a porrada em geral, você é foda. Tipo assim, essas coisas é muito importante.
Her friend, Thiago Alves, Pitbull. Oh my gosh, my phone's dying.
Oh no, we'll just be a couple minutes, promise. Oh no, it died. Aww. Are you there, sister?
Yes, I am.
Oh no. Well, I mean, I know that Fabi's phone died. I don't want to be rude. Do you think I should try and call India's phone, or see if they just call in?
Well, I mean, the number's on there. I don't know what I would do, because the phone's dead, so it's not going to matter.
Yeah, I don't know if I should call India's phone, because that was her girlfriend's phone. I was done asking her questions, but I wanted to give her a chance to give her shout-outs and stuff. I feel bad.
Oh, man, well, I don't know. I don't know.
Hold on one sec. I think I got you.
I like what she said, though. I like how she said, prepare yourself. We're going to put on the best show. Let's fight. I'm excited. Both these women seem to want to fight. They both, you know.
Hold on, I'm going to, they told me to go ahead and call India's phone, but I'm going to get back to you on that. Just give me one sec,
okay,
just so we can finish that up real quick. All right, hold on.
Hello?
Hello, Fabi?
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize about that. I didn't even see my phone was dying.
Oh no, it's okay. It's fine. I was actually already at the end of it. But I wanted to give India a chance to, well, if you can let them know where they can find her on Twitter and stuff, and then if she has any shout outs that she'd like to give.
Onde pode encontrar você no Twitter e algum agradecimento que você gostaria de fazer?
Fala que meus fãs podem me encontrar no Twitter, no Facebook e na minha página fanpage. E agradeço a todas as pessoas que estão me apoiando na minha luta. Eu não quero citar o nome das pessoas porque são muitas pessoas, mas eu tenho que agradecer muito e cada uma delas sabe quem são.
Okay, they can find her on Twitter. It's India Gomes MMA, and her fan page was Ediane India Gomes. And she wants to say thank you for the people that are helping her. And she doesn't want to say names because there are a bunch of them. So,
that's nice.
Thank you. E que mais?
Obrigado e que Deus abençoe a todos. E os fãs esperem uma boa luta, que vai sair uma boa luta lá, que eu não vejo a hora de sair na porrada, de voltar aos cages.
She's saying to the fans, can't wait to be back in the cage, and they can wait for a very good fight, and she just wanna get okay.
Eu vou quebrar a Tonya. Não.
She just wanna fight with Tonya. She say thank you to Lisa and ATT.
Yeah. Eu tenho a rádio, amor.
And for you guys too, thank you very much for having her here tonight.
Yeah. For the interview.
Obrigado para todos. Que Deus abençoe o mundo. Uma boa noite.
May God bless everybody and have a great night. Fala com ele.
Have a good night, guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much for taking the time to do this, and thank you, Fabi, for translating for us. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a good rest of the week, and I look forward to seeing India at Invicta FCA, and I wish her luck.
Thank you, Vanessa. Ela falou assim que te deseja boa sorte pra luta e...
Thank you so much, Vanessa. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Good night, ladies.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, you guys, that was Invicta's India Gomes. As she said, you can find her on Twitter, India Gomes MMA. Look her up on her fan page on Facebook. Sister, are you there?
Yes, I am.
That was awesome.
Hell yeah.
I didn't know how it was going to go, but that turned out really awesome. I love that we got a chance to talk to her, and that, you know, the translator was super cool, and she had a lot more to say than I thought she was gonna. So I'm excited that that actually went down.
Yeah, I'm a little sad that you didn't ask her what color Range Rover panty dropper she wants, but cool.
She was a sweetheart. I especially loved in the end how she came on and, like, you know, said it herself, like, thank you. That was cool.
Yeah, I like. I definitely like the how she's so everything. She's respectful about the sport. You know what I mean? Like how she thinks like the Japanese style and all those things. And I like how she also she just wants to fight, and she just wants to go in there, and whoever they put in front of her, she just wants to fight him. And I like that. And I think that her and Tonya are gonna have a great fight, and they could steal the show. I definitely think that that's very possible. Any of these women can, but I like it.
Yeah, I definitely liked the interview. She was such a sweetheart, and I love too that she just wants to fight. Like, there's, you know, nothing there. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna fuck up Tonya Evinger. It's like, no, let's get in there and we're gonna fight. Like, we're gonna do this. We're gonna put on a good show. This is what we want. This is what both of them have been waiting for. You know, both of them have been wanting to fight and get in there and just kick some ass. So I have no doubt that it's going to be an amazing fight. Like, I'm so excited for that fight.
Yeah. Yeah, we just needed like a GoFundMe to get someone a Range Rover.
You guys are listening. Don't get me beat up by Tonya Evinger because I couldn't deliver the Range Rover, please.
I'm just saying that somebody else needs to start. You know, I'm not that savvy, but somebody else needs to get a fund for her to get her Range Rover. Maybe she'll give you a ride in it if you help her out. I mean, her Range Rover's your Range Rover.
That's true. And then we'd be like besties because, like, hello, about your Range Rover.
Yeah, come on, just borrow it. Just one time.
I don't know you still.
But thank you, like, fine.
All right, so.
No, I'm excited for that. Excited for the whole card. I'm excited for all these women to put on a good show. And I after, you know, who knows who she's going to fight next, but I would still like to see India versus Cyborg, 135. Why not?
Yeah, definitely. I want to see that fight, though. Well, this weekend there's no fights going down, so everybody gets a chance next time. Go catch up on your Invicta fight cards, or go see the fights you haven't seen these ladies do, because it's going to be awesome. It's going to be good. It's like a little over a month away, so that's going to come up in no time.
No time. I'm excited. Definitely excited. Yeah, go watch some of these ladies, fights and get caught up on how good they actually are.
Huh, so you can be as excited as us for this Tonya Evinger India Gomes fight.
Excited, just as excited as them too. They both sound excited, ready.
Yeah. Let's see. We got no new news.
What do we got?
I know if I start ending it, they're going to start yelling at me in the chat room. While we're
no one even throw a question at us yet?
They didn't. I mean, Gemini did call in and talk to us.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, that's
So, but we got Jay, Roger, Gemini, Gary. That's a new one in the chat room. Very quiet, though. Nobody's, talking too much. But thank you guys for listening in and being in the chat room. Who's next on the show? All right. Well, actually, we do already have 2 ladies set up for next week. So if you get a chance, tune in next week on Wednesday. I believe it's August 6th. We will be joined by Peggy Morgan and Roxanne Modafferi. Both ladies are going in to Invicta FC8. They were both on Tough 18. I'm excited to have these ladies on.
Okay. We met Modafferi at the expo. She was super nice. I actually met her a couple times. We have a couple pictures together. But I'm excited. Maybe we can get some of these people to ask questions that we can incorporate, something they want to hear. And then maybe they don't want to ask us questions, but they don't want to ask them questions. You guys got a week to come up with good shit.
Now's your time to shine, guys.
Roxanne and Peggy, they want good questions, so don't mess up there.
Yeah, I'm really excited. We were able to get both those ladies on there. I'm trying to get Juliana Pena on there. Still trying to work that out. I know she recently just got cleared. Because, she was injured. She was out for a while, but I think she's good to go to get back in there and start training. So who knows, when we might hear some news from her. That might be cool to see her get back in there, especially when things are really starting to kick off.
Yeah, that's cool. That's all I got.
Well,
I'm excited for a lot of people to come back. I'm waiting for Sarah Kaufman to come back. I'm waiting for Miriam Nakamoto to come back. There's a lot of girls that I'm waiting to see some fights with.
Well, Raquel Pennington, too, did mention something about maybe a fight in October, so that's cool, too, hopefully.
So that you talking about your favorite fighter right there? That one?
Definitely my favorite fighter. I hope she fights. That'll be cool. And then, I don't know if anyone else saw that thing about a UFC fight in October, possibly in Brazil. So how cool would that be? For her at least, to get a fight and you get to go to Brazil. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, wasn't she just in Brazil?
Yeah, she was.
Well, that's cool. Maybe she's checking it out.
That's what I'm saying. I'm smart. You can't trick me.
I wonder
if she doesn't fight anywhere.
I wonder who's going to be the mentor for her.
That's
cool. That's exciting.
All right, you guys. It's about that time. Pretty good show for not having too much to talk about.
Sorry about that. Well, we need some more women's MMA in this world.
I know. They need to let those ladies in tough loose, so we got some more ladies out there talking at least. Let me know what's going on. But yes, enjoy your break this weekend from the UFC. I don't believe WMMA Jam will be this Friday. It will be back next week. Again, we'll be back next Wednesday with Peggy Morgan and Roxanne Modafferi, so make sure you tune in Wednesday, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you to Gemini for calling in, everybody in the chat room. Big thanks to India Gomes and Tonya Evinger for joining us today. Thank you, Sista, for doing this.
I'd just like to say Diaz versus Silva. Get excited, people. That's it. That's all I got.
You're making a new friend in Jay, I'm sure, because he's a big Diaz fan. Stop kissing the boss's ass. He's my friend. I'm just
I'm not. I'm not.
I'm just kidding.
We could go again.
209, people, 209.
Oh, no. All right, you guys. Big thanks to everybody for tuning in. We'll be back next week. Thank you, sister. Thank you, Jay. Go check out latest interviews, news over at WMMAJam.ca. We'll see you again back here next week. Everybody have a good night.